Hello and welcome again to the Washington Demon Coaches Show. I'm your host, Todd Patterson. A couple other name suggestions for the show. Coaches Table came in recently. Somebody brought up Toddcast, which I'll tell you is already a thing that we do at the hospital, so I don't think we can go with that. Otherwise, we still have the old standards, the Washington Press Box, and, of course, the Patterson Van Welden Power Hour, which we are able to cram into 18 minutes, which is just reflection of the talent of that you have around the table here. So I am joined again in the studio by the infamous Brent Van Welden, who you'd think we'd be running out of stuff to talk about, but
something new every week.
Something new every week,
Always
isn't it?
Something new.
I will also be joined, hopefully, later by the only coach who has never made it on time to Coach's Table, Toddcast, Coach Aaron Six, who is the head coach of the girls' high school volleyball team. And I'm the players made it. They knew what time to be here. So I'm joined also in the studio by two of the volleyball players, the varsity volleyball players, Alex Murphy and Haley Mitchell. So we'll talk to them after the break a little bit. So without further ado, Mr. Van Welden, how are things looking in the activities world?
Well, they're still busy. Got another couple weeks. It's a little bit weird to say that, like football, we're in the 7th week. In a couple weeks, we start regional volleyball, cross country, district or state qualifiers in a couple weeks. So things are going really fast. The middle school sports are volleyball and I believe football. Yeah, they're both done next Tuesday.
They're done, huh?
So a week from Tuesday of next week. So things are going quick, and if you haven't had a chance to go out and watch the middle school sports, our girls volleyball teams are pretty competitive. We play Mount Pleasant tonight. The 7th grade's at home, and the 8th grade goes to Mount Pleasant, and then they play again on Tuesday of next week. Our final home 7th grade football game is Tuesday. So for middle school. So things are going quick in the sporting world.
Yeah. So I noticed actually they've been getting some JV games in this year too. That's new, at least in the last several years, isn't it? There haven't been very many JV games.
Yeah. I don't think it's a secret that numbers are down at different parts of the state. Southeast Iowa kind of holds true to that. Numbers in football are down for various reasons, and what we've been doing most of the season is playing a curtain raiser that's supposed to be a freshman game only, but usually play some sophomores in that. And then against Keokuk this Friday night, they're going to play some juniors as well. So to get JV games is pretty tough.
Yeah, I would imagine.
So, but we try the best we can so all these kids can get some playing time. But yeah, JV games, I think we only had 3 this year. So,
but were there none last year? Is that, or was it the year before?
Last year we were supposed to have a couple, and then some got canceled and stuff like that. So I don't know if we had any last year or not. I don't remember. Right. But yeah, JV games are hard to come by. If looking ahead to the winter sports, like in girls basketball. I don't even think we're going to put together a freshman schedule. It's all going to be varsity and JV.
Really?
So girls will probably only play 2 levels of basketball. Boys will still have 3. But, we've got to figure out something to not just in Washington, but get numbers back up statewide.
You have no idea what's driving some of that, huh? I mean, football, I guess I kind of get, last few years the concussion stuff has made the news a lot. It's been more of a kind of a serious thing, but I think there's good controls around that, good protocols around that. But like girls basketball, it doesn't really make any sense to me. Well,
there's a lot of thought on it. There can be a lot of different things. There's more for kids to do now than what there used to be. Football, with concussions is one thing. Some people say that kids are starting athletics a lot earlier than they used to. Back in our day, the first time we put on football pads or played organized football was 7th grade. Mm-hmm. You didn't start wrestling until maybe 7th grade. Mm-hmm. Now everything's starting, well, I don't know, depends what sport it is, clear down to kindergarten, and by the time they get 2 or 3 years under their belt, they're tired of it and they're done as a 2nd grader. So There's different foods of thought there, but I don't think you can just pinpoint one thing.
Huh. My pads were always ridiculous looking. I always had the really big, bulky ones. So I tell Ethan this story all the time. I was walking through the high school locker room, and I had my I had like a lineman rig, right? And Tavian Banks, who was the all-world running back who played on our team, had like a bodysuit with all his pads like perfectly aligned in them and things like that. And I was like, where do you get those? I didn't see them in the equipment locker. Why does my shirt have a big rip in it? Yeah. Why do I have one knee pad? Anyway.
Yeah, well, he was all world, I guess.
He was all world. I wasn't even all town. Yeah.
I'm sure you were fairly good.
In my own mind, a legend. Okay. Hey, Mr. Six arrived. You talk a little bit about varsity football, maybe briefly touch on the Solon game?
Yeah, the Solon game was tough. We were down 21-0. I think in not too long into the first quarter, had some turnovers and stuff like that, and it seemed like we were out of it almost before it started. You can't get down to a good team like that, or maybe any team that early and bounce back. But I'll give our kids some credit. It seemed like they fought the entire game. They just didn't throw in the pads or whatever and be done with it. And we got a couple scores on the board, but it didn't go so well. So hopefully things will change at Keokuk.
Yeah, what are we thinking about Keokuk tomorrow night?
I think it'll be a close game. I talked to their AD yesterday, and he said that they're pretty good on defense. So they've kept their opponents pretty low scoring. Hopefully our offense can move the ball, and I think we got a pretty good defense as well. So maybe it'll be a low scoring affair.
Yeah. So what's going on in the cross country world?
Yeah, they had a cross country meet at Hillcrest Academy last week, or was it earlier this week? I can't remember.
Most recently,
their most recent meet, and they placed second, both boys and girls. Pella was there. Pella's highly ranked, so we got some good competition there. Pella won it. Fortunate for us, Pella hosts a district meet as well, so we won't have to run against them in districts, but it's always good to reach out and get the better teams. We ran against them at Hillcrest. Boys and girls got second place, and Micah, I think, was second, and Iris was second as well. So
that's great. Micah, if you're watching, I'm glad you finally got some competition.
Yeah, that's right. So, they're doing well. They run again at North Lynn on Saturday. It's an early morning meet, so they might be running in some below freezing temperatures.
Oh my gosh. Isn't it a weird season? It starts out so hot and then ends up so cold.
Yeah, it does.
So it sounds like band has also had a successful little run here. Yeah,
band got to compete. They were at Davis County, I believe, this last week, and the band itself was first place in 3A, and then the color guard got the outstanding trophy for all the color guards. So they got to go out, and then they get to play. They go to Muscatine again this Saturday, I believe, and then to Pella the weekend after that. So they're doing real well. Gosh, when I come to school at 7:15, 7:30, I look out past the softball field, and they're out there practicing, and their coats and hats and gloves and everything. So kudos to those guys.
How you play some of those instruments with gloves on. But congratulations to Mr. Hughes and Bailey Reese and Kale Malichki, the drum majors. Way to go, guys. Yeah. Next week we're going to have the cheer squad or parts of the cheer squad on, so I'm looking forward to catching up with them a little bit. Any other activities?
I don't want to touch much on volleyball because they're here, but our 9th grade team placed second in conference on Monday. I believe it was Monday, so they did really well. They were beat by Fairfield. But they're playing real well, and they did a great job this season. They only have maybe one more match left. I think they probably get to play Columbus Junction, possibly, if they have 3 levels. But their season's winding down and finished strong. So.
I knew this season was going to go fast for me having a senior, but it really seems to be going really fast.
It's week 7.
Yeah.
Week 7 already. So, you blink and it's gone. But, it's a lot of fun while it's going on, while it's happening. So.
Well, thanks for that update, Brent. I think we'll go ahead and take a break from the Toddcast, and Patterson Van Welden Power Hour. We'll come right back.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Welcome back to the Washington Demon Coaches Show, or the Patterson Van Welden Power Hour, as I'm told is a favorite in the studio here. Although if you watch the first half of the show, you probably realize we need to cut the Van Welden out of that part. So we'll go ahead and make that change. I'm joined now by Mr. Aaron Six, the head coach of the girls volleyball team, and two of his varsity players, Haley Mitchell and Alex Murphy, to my right. So welcome. Thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having me.
They tell me they're not nervous, but we'll see. Do you know any tongue twisters? You want to try a tongue twister quick? Okay. Red leather, yellow leather, copper kettle. No? Okay. All right. I'm sure you're fine. All right. Mr. Six, how are things going? What do we got in the volleyball world?
Well, we just finished up with first round of conference tournament that we hosted on Tuesday. Ended up 0-3 there. We struggled our first match there against Keokuk. We knew that going into this, we were the 6th seed coming in, and for the first night we would be playing the number 3, the number 2, and the number 1 seeds. So we knew it was going to be a challenge, as we went into that. But I thought we battled extremely hard there. Took Fairfield into 3 sets, took Burlington into 3 sets, and just lost. Very similar to kind of the story of our season, where we play really well at times and really poor at times, and just can't get
consistency
over that edge, to get into the win column on some of those. Yeah,
it's an amazing phenomenon in sports. Sometimes you can play like really, really great, and then other times it's almost like, what's going on? Yeah, I've been there. So explain the format for the conference. So you said you've played half of it now. I'm not familiar with how the volleyball conference works.
So the way that is set up, we play everybody one time in the regular season, and then we have a 2-day tournament then that is set up. And so, like I said, as our 6th seed, we were playing the 3, 2, and 1. So some played 2 matches on Tuesday night, some played 3, and then next Tuesday we'll be down at Fort Madison, and then we'll play the rest of the conference then at that point. And it just allows us to play everybody a second time.
Okay.
So it's just kind of a round-robin tournament, but you are seeded based off of how you finished on the first time.
Do you have to approach things differently when you have that many games at a time, or is it kind of just par for the course with volleyball? I mean,
well, anytime that you're playing multiple times, it is a little bit difficult. that you're in a different routine. Like our normal warm-ups are different. You go, once you're playing the second time, you're only doing a 6-minute warm-up where normally you have 17-minute warm-ups. So you're out of your normal routines with things. And then, we sat the first round and then played 3 right in a row too.
So no breaks.
So then there's no breaks once you get going. And so sometimes that's a challenge in itself as well.
Sometimes that's how I start my work day. I have all my breaks and lunch before I get going. So by 9:30, I'm out of breaks and lunch. All right. Well, I want to talk to your players here a little bit. So I'm joined by Haley Mitchell and Alex Murphy. Thank you both for being here. All right, Haley, we're going to do, I slit a sheet I slit, and on this slitted sheet I sit. Can you do that one?
No.
Okay, great. That was a test and you passed. Haley, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us, what position you play in volleyball? Do you guys have numbers?
Yes.
What number are you?
I'm number 17.
That's a pretty cool number. Prime. So what position you play? How long you been playing volleyball? Things like that.
I'm the setter for the team, and I've been playing volleyball since I think 5th grade.
So what's the role of the setter?
Most of the time, I get every second ball, depending on where it's at. Or sometimes I'll have to run all the way across the court just because it might be a bad pass or anything, but I mostly just have to get the second ball.
So what's the person who digs it? Are they the
passer?
Passer? So they're the passer. They're not the digger. They're the passer. They get the ball to you, you set it, and then I'm guessing
I set it to the hitters.
She's the next one?
Yep.
One of the next one? We had one of your other teammates here already who I can't remember her name.
Ella Greiner.
Ella Greiner. She sounds like she's a pretty big hitter too, huh?
Yeah.
So, what other hobbies or sports do you do outside of volleyball?
I also play softball and golf, and then I do dance in my free time.
And this is the question I ask of all seniors.
Okay.
Unless you're on the football team, because they were all undecided. Plans undecided. Do you know what you want to do next year?
I want to go to the University of Iowa to study pre-pharmacy.
Pre-pharmacy, excellent. We always have a need for pharmacists at Washington County Hospital, so if you're interested.
Maybe.
5-6 years from now.
Yeah.
So, Alex Murphy, thank you for being here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, what position you play, what number you are?
I'm number 9.
Not prime.
But it's a square rootable number.
Is that a word?
Yeah.
Square rootable?
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
I'm a middle hitter.
What does that mean? I don't, yeah.
I stand in the middle and I hit the ball.
Okay, so you get it from
Haley.
Setter?
Yeah.
And you smash people with it, right?
Yes.
And then defensively speaking, you must also...
I block.
You block.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. That's very rootable. I could root for both of those things. All right, so how long have you been playing volleyball?
Oh, since I was a youngin'. I don't know. I played Y-ball. And then I played up till, 6th grade. We had our tournament team. And then I played in middle school, and I played since then.
Okay. What other sports do you do, or hobbies? What other things do you like to do?
A lot of basketball.
Yeah?
And then...
Can you jam? Can you slam dunk?
Oh, no, not yet.
No? Think soon?
Yeah, by the end of the season.
So are you looking forward to the basketball season? How's it looking?
Good. Better than last year.
Yeah, I watched a bunch of your games last year, I guess. It was kind of a rough season, but, sometimes you got to take your lumps.
Yeah.
Right? And you guys were mostly juniors, is that right? Or
Yeah.
So you're going to have mostly seniors then, right?
Mostly freshmen.
Mostly freshmen. What happened to all the other juniors?
We didn't really have very many.
Oh, so maybe my first observation was completely incorrect.
And I play soccer, and I'll probably go out for track also this year.
Oh, excellent.
So.
All right. So do you have any future plans at this point?
I'm going to Iowa State to study agronomy.
Is there anything else to study at Ohio State? Is there any other thing to study at Iowa State?
No.
Sorry, it was my fallback school, so I just.
It's a great school.
I have one child that graduated from Iowa State. We don't talk to him.
Oh.
It's been rough for him. University of Iowa, however, is a very good choice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what's next for you, Mr. Six? So you'll have, I assume that there's no playoff potential beyond the conference.
So we
Or
will.
Does everybody go, or how does that work?
So Saturday we host our home tournament where we have 7 other area schools coming in, playing 2 different pools, kind of a round robin there, and then for the pool, and then we do a crossover based off of those finishers. Then on Tuesday we will finish up the rest of the conference tournament down at Fort Madison. Thursday we're at Columbus Junction again to finish out the regular season, and then the following Monday will be the first of district play. And so volleyball falls into that same category like basketball, where you have 8 teams that are in the districts. We'll find out tomorrow.
Oh, gotcha. So you don't know who's in.
Yep. We'll find out tomorrow who are the teams that we will be, in the districts with, and then based off of there, we will most likely be facing the top team in our district, right off the bat, and kind of.
Well, I mean, why waste time with the bottom table teams, right? You got to beat the best to be the best, so you might as well go after it.
Yep. So, being able to, have that, and then we'll see where we're at.
You guys having fun though?
I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, having fun. That's great. I mean, so you're keeping a really good attitude about it, even though it's been some hard knocks here and again.
Yeah.
You guys are continuing to battle, right? So you're going into 3 sets with these higher ranked teams, and that's great. I mean, I encourage you to keep at it. Do you coach in the winter?
I do not coach in the winter currently. There has been a head coach.
Mr. Van Weldon's not sure.
There has been a head coach that had approached me as far as volunteering some time.
Gotcha.
In there, so I don't know what that's going to entail, or if it's going to entail anything.
Okay. Well,
so
since I don't know what you're talking about, we'll be sure to keep that under wraps. So what's next for you, Haley? After volleyball, what are you doing?
I'll probably start focusing more on dance just because this is my off season in the winter. And then once golf starts, then I'll pretty much be doing that until softball.
Yeah, you're a pretty good golfer. I like to tell people I'm a subpar golfer, and then they're never quite sure what I mean by that. 'Cause it could be really good and it could be terrible.
Yeah. I'm not the best, but the team's good, so
That's
we end up doing pretty well.
Fun to do then.
Yeah.
How about for you, Alex? What's next? Basketball?
Basketball.
How about then?
Huh?
What, then soccer?
Oh, yeah, soccer and track.
Can you do both of those together? Yeah. All right. All right. Well, I want to wish you guys the absolute best in the rest of your season. I'll try to. You said Tuesday was
Tuesday's the rest of the conference, and then
your home tournament.
we're home tournament Saturday.
Saturday. Okay. I will try to get to some of that and watch you guys. So it's been fun. Anything else you want to add? Like, I'm a fig plucker. No. All right. Well, on behalf of, I want to thank Mr. Six for being here, Mr. Van Weldon, Haley Mitchell, and Alex Murphy. This has been a really fun coaches table, call it for now. And I'm your host, Todd Patterson, signing out. Have a great day.